You're now watching a clip from the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
They made it.
Is what it is.
That 1 year,
you know. So
Titans.
But hey, it is what it is.
So San Francisco ends up beating Green Bay last week, so they move on to the NFC Championship game. So yeah, we already basically talked about that game. The other game was in the NFC was Tampa Bay and the Rams. Man, that game was crazy too, because I know we was texting back and forth when it was going on. Like, the Rams was trying to find any way to lose this game.
I'm like, what?
Like, I never seen anything like that in my life. I was like, yo, they were about to go for basically the game clinching type of touchdown early. And dude fumbles the ball because his head didn't touch the ground.
I was saying this
before the ball came out. I was like, what the hell?
I was
like, it was
rigged.
the craziest way to get a fumble. And then the same dude, our boy Cam Akers, by the way, like, fumbled the ball in the critical moments. If you had like 1 or 2 first downs, the game is over. Or just keep the ball. You did the absolutely worst thing you couldn't do, which was fumble the ball. Not Ndamukong Suh strips you from it. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So I was starting to think like you was thinking at that point. I was like, yo, maybe this shit is rigged for real. And then, Matt Stafford, which was weird. Like, how you going to let the best player, the best wide receiver in the league this year, just get a free release down the seam, like down the middle? Like, I understand maybe you didn't think he was going to do it from the slot position, but like, come on, he's Cooper Kupp.
They didn't think it was going to be so quick.
And then he just beats him and catches that ball. I'm just like, damn, wow. It was just an amazing ending. So the Rams end up beating Tom Shady. And the Bucks do not go back to back. But what's funny is, like, the last year the Super Bowl was in Tampa. Mm-hmm. This year the Super Bowl is in L.A.
Really?
Yeah.
Where in L.A.?
The new stadium that they built out there for the Rams and the Chargers.
The Rams is going to the
the new stadium out there, which looks amazing, by the way. I'm like, damn, if I ever make to L.A., I need to go to that stadium because it's kind of open. It looks crazy. So the crazy thing too about that though is, like, the Super Bowl is in California, and you got 2 teams that are in the state of California that are so you guaranteed a team from California to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this shit rigged for real? Like, come on. Like, you got San Francisco 49ers who got a great fan base. They travel well because of those days in the 80s. You got a lot of people are fans of Joe Montana and Steve Young, and now they see San Francisco maybe going back to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years, by the way, with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then you got the Rams, who that's their home stadium. Like, you trying to, like, either way, it's the perfect scenario for the NFL, and it just seems so convenient and coincidental that that's how that's gonna happen. I ain't saying it's a conspiracy, but I'm just saying.
Me personally, like, when that referee in the NBA came out saying shit was rigged and he got locked up and went to jail, I knew he was not just the only individual in the world in sports that were on some funny shit or some cheating shit.
Yeah.
Now we going to the NFL. I promise to you, it was rigged for Tom Shady, to go back to the Super Bowl and retire like Peyton Manning did on top, like Ray Lewis did on top,
like John Elway did on top.
So when I was seeing that, I just couldn't believe it. It was play after play, moment after moment. I'm like, and the first one, I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But then the second one and then the third, I'm like, nah, this shit is rigged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when they wind up still losing, I'm just like, the Rams is, or the Tampa Bay Bucks are the biggest gooks in the world, because the refs, when it come to penalties, when it came to the fumbles, when it came to everything, it was going for the Bucks. But, it's just, karma, always come back to you, Tom Shady was cheating for years when he was New England. He got one showing the world that, I know y'all think that I'm a cheater, but I did it without the head cheater in charge, Darth Vader, and Bill Belichick.
Right.
So you're going to hate him more than you hate me. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you more of my personality, more this, that, and the other. But I still don't like you. Still don't like you. I'm still going to call you Tom Shady. There's rumblings that you're probably going to retire, and I can't wait till you lose. But, retire, because you already lost. But in regards to the San Francisco and the Rams game, just because what you alluded to earlier as far as what it was played in Tampa and he won, and now it's in LA, and you got two teams that's playing in the championship game. So you got one LA team that's going to make it. I think it's built for somebody in LA to win it. You got Kansas City that already got a ring.
So before we talk about them, like, who you think is gonna win, San Francisco or the Rams?
I want to say San Francisco because they won the last 5, maybe 6 games. But just because you had Matthew Stafford, someone that hasn't had a ring, you got Von Miller, you got Aaron Donald that doesn't have a ring, Jalen Ramsey that doesn't have a ring. I think they're going to win the game, even though history says that San Francisco is going to win the game. I think that the Rams are going to win because they beat one of the greatest cheaters of all time in Tom Shady, Hall of Famer. And why not win the Super Bowl when you beat Tom Shady? You beat Tom Shady and you beat Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And then you wind up being we say it's probably gonna be Kansas City, right? Like, well, I think it's since last week, I think it's still gonna be Kansas City, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good thing to lament his legacy because, like I said, when it came to Tannehill, his legacy is that he's trash, and he proved this point. You know what I mean? When it comes to Matthew Stafford, he could be considered one of the best quarterbacks out here if he win one Super Bowl.
Right, exactly. He needs that
because he had Megatron.
He's like Steve Young.
That's what I'm saying.
Steve Young was this great quarterback for a long time, and they was like, but he don't got the Super Bowl. And then he finally won the Super Bowl, and then now he's considered, one of the greatest ever. So,
he still got his chance.
Yeah, I mean, he still got his chance, and I agree with you 100%. Now, I know history says that San Francisco is going to win this game, but, like, I've been picking against San Francisco every round, and they keep proving me wrong. I'm like, God damn it, man. You were supposed to lose that first game. You're supposed to lose to Green Bay. And now you're supposed to lose against the Rams. I'm still going to go against you because somebody has to figure this out. And the Rams, to me, are built to win. This team is a team built to win all around. You got a number 1 corner. You got a number 1 D tackle. You got potentially a number 1 linebacker in Von Miller. And you have a number 1 receiver and, a veteran quarterback who's done it and who wants this more than anything. You already know. So, and they playing at home, potential to play in the Super Bowl at home again. You have to be able to figure out Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is not, Jimmy G as we call him, is just not versatile enough, and then you should be able to game plan against him at least because the running game is okay. It's the thing, and it's the fact that Deebo Samuel is a kind of a hybrid player. There's this new hybrid player that's coming up in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL, I mean. And the reason why I know about it is because it's through fantasy football. Because you got these players now that are wide receiver running backs. You got him and you got Cordarrelle Patterson, who's another one of these wide receiver running backs. They use them equally as a wide receiver and running back, and you never know what they're going to really do. So it just adds another wrinkle to offenses to have this versatile type player, you know, that can line up as a running back or wide receiver. Deebo Samuel, Cordarrelle Patterson. I've seen this season, these two have been consistent all year as to mixing up the plays. So if you could just game plan against him, then you should be okay. You should be well enough where you can score points to win this game, as long as you don't have stupid situations. Maybe that last game was supposed to happen for them so they can realize, hey, we could lose a game for doing something real stupid, because they was up 27-3, wasn't it?
Yep.
27-3. I was like, oh no. Like, in my mind, I was like, don't tell me that Tom Brady's gonna come back from 27-3. Really? He's gonna come back from 27-3 after he did this in the Super Bowl already and do it again. I was like, and when I seen that ball fall in Cooper Kupp's hand, I was like, thank you, Jesus. You know, thank you, because come on, man. Like, Tom Brady, I give you your flowers. You're one of the best of all time. But at the same time, I don't want to continue to see you win. I want to see a different story. I want to see a different storyline. This Matt Stafford thing, to me, is a great storyline. Even Patrick Mahomes winning another one is a good storyline. Even if the Bengals somehow win something, that'd be a great storyline. A team that hasn't been to the Super Bowl since '88. So that was a storyline I did not want to see. A back-to-back championship with Tampa Bay. Come on, man. Like, no. Don't want to see that at all. So yeah, I think the Rams will win this game. And how the game is going to turn out, who knows? I have no idea how it's going to turn out. You can't even, like, predict how that game is going to turn out. Based on what you saw last weekend, you don't know nothing. You think you know something, but you don't know nothing. Because anything can happen within a blink of an eye. Although, you know, most of my picks was correct. You know, I had, except for the Green Bay game, that was the only one, you know. But you had the Bills too. But I had Kansas City. But the thing is, that game